Hey y'all, what's going on? Hunter Elliott here, rangehot.com. Hope you're doing well. So, big news. Russian ammunition is gone, banned. If you've got some in your possession right now, the U.S. Marshals are en route to your house to confiscate it. Well, not really. It was last week that this Russian ammunition firearm ban was announced. And I watched a lot of YouTubers. They got online and they're preaching hellfire and brimstone. And I'm not saying not be concerned. Don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is, I think there's a lot of assumptions and conclusions that are being drawn about this that may or may not be correct. So I didn't say anything. I reached out to MKS Supply, who rep for Barnaul Ammunition, and I asked for a statement from them, which I'm going to read. And it's also copied and pasted on my rangehot.com Facebook page. And then I've also printed out, or my buddy Chad printed out, the fact sheet from the State Department. And I'm going to read that to you, and it's going to be a little dry. And then I'm going to put a link to the State Department's website where this is in the description below, so you can go read it for yourself. Anyway, so what I'm going to start off with is I reached out to MKS Supply. I asked them for a statement. This is what they sent me, and I'm going to read it verbatim. I'm not ad-libbing or summarizing. I spoke to my rep at Barnaul, and their response on the recent ban of Russian ammunition is, it will ultimately restrict the ammunition MKS Supply can import from Russia. As of now, MKS Supply has inventory on approved Form 6s and will continue to import as we have been doing. The panic buying can further cause increased cost and limited availability for ammunition of all calibers. MKS Supply will do their very best to maintain reasonable prices of Barnaul ammunition. Now is the time for consumers to call and write their representatives and make their opposition known. There has been speculation this ban is due to the poisoning of a Russian citizen, which is probably false. This has more to do with anti-gun efforts curtailing gun rights. This is a thinly veiled attempt from the Biden administration to pander to the anti-gun left and gain more support from the anti-gun organizations. And if I read that too fast or something like that, then, like I said, that's also pasted on my rangehot.com Facebook page, so you can go back and reread that if you want to.
Hold on. It can't be probably false because it says it right there.
Oh, are you saying that the government would put something out that is not true?
No, I'm just saying. They're basing it on that. They're saying it's that.
They're saying it is.
Yeah.
But do we believe that?
I believe everything the U.S. government says.
As do I. Right. You got that name pronunciation ready, brother?
I'm all set, Bill.
All right. So right here you can see this is
Alexei Navalny.
Alexei Navalny. So United States imposes additional cost on Russia for poisoning Alexei Navalny. Descriptions of sanctions. Pursuant to the Chemical and Biological Weapons Control and Warfare Elimination Act of 1991, the CBW Act, the United States will impose a second round of sanctions on the Russian Federation over its use of Novichok nerve agent in the August 2020 poisoning of Russian opposition figure Alexei Navalny. New sanctions imposed today under the CBW Act include restrictions on the permanent imports of certain Russian firearms, new and pending permit applications for the permanent importation of firearms and ammunition manufactured or located in Russia will be subject to a policy of denial. Additional Department of Commerce export restrictions on nuclear and missile-related goods and technology pursuant to the Export Control Reform Act of 2018. I don't think that second part's going to apply to us. I'm not in the market for any more ICBMs. These sanctions also include a continuation of measures imposed on March 2nd, 2021, as well as in 2018 and in 2019 in response to the poisoning of Sergei Skripal. I apologize if I butchered that. I'm sure that I did. I'm sorry.
He won't mind.
And his daughter, along with the waivers associated with these sanctions. For information about the waivers, please see 86 FR 1484 and 86 FR 44671. Gracious Amuga. Okay, y'all. I'm not going to read the whole daggum thing because it's dry as a damn wood chip, and it reads like a bunch of lawyer talk. So, anyway, These latest sanctions on Russia pursuant to the CBW Act will take effect upon the publication of a Federal Register notice expected on September 7th, 2021. They will remain in place for a minimum of 12 months. These sanctions can only be lifted after a 12-month period if the executive branch determines and certifies to Congress that Russia has met several conditions described in the CBW Act 22 U.S.C. 5605C, including 1. Providing reliable assurances that it will not use chemical weapons in violation of international law. 2. It is not making preparations to use chemical weapons in the future. 3. It is willing to allow international inspectors to verify those assurances. And 4. Will make restitution to Mr. Navalny. And it goes on and on and on. So, you know, when I talked to MKS Supply, they sent me that. They've read it. I've read it. Their lawyers have read it, and they've actually. I'm asking them, what does this really mean? You know, it's gonna become policy in September 7th, and it's gonna last a minimum of 12 months. While the permits that they have approved to import ammunition last longer than a year. So what does it really mean? They don't even know, which it seems pretty typical of bureaucratic bullshit that they're gonna put something out and they're not at least gonna, you know, get a hold of these importers and say, hey, look, y'all, I know you read it. Here's what it means. So there's still a lot of questions. You know, the permits that have been approved, you know, to be sure they're not going to retrograde those and unapprove them. I think that would be impossible. Well, I don't want to say impossible, but it doesn't seem likely. But I'm not saying don't be concerned. Absolutely be concerned. Does this have anything to do with that gentleman? I believe he was a journalist. Chad was telling me being poisoned. If it did, we import a lot of other stuff from Russia, vodka, and to my knowledge, the only thing being sanctioned is firearms and ammunition. So if they were truly wanting to punish Russia, why did they just go after the guns, right? And so to me, I agree with MKS. I feel like this is a very thinly veiled attempt to just continue to trample on the gun rights of the United States citizens. Now, I'm sorry that man was murdered or killed or whatever. I mean, that's terrible. I don't want to take away from that. But my point is, they're, you know, never let a good tragedy go to waste, and now they're not letting tragedies in other countries go to waste to infringe upon our rights. So I think it's a load of bullshit. And it's written. It's, you know, I mean, I read it. I was going to come out here and talk to y'all about it. I said, Chad, print this off. I'm going to read a little bit of it. I got a really good memory, y'all, but it's short. So I don't understand a lot of what it's saying. And so my whole point, I'm going to wrap this up because I'm rambling. My whole point is, I'm not saying it's bad, or I'm not saying it's not bad. I think it's bad. Is it as bad as some people are making out? Maybe, but maybe not. But what we don't want to do is be the fake news, be the false news. And so take this opportunity to reach out to your legislators, you know, your representatives, say, hey, look here, y'all. This what the hell, man? This ain't right. And maybe we can, well, maybe we can change their minds or at least have further discussion about this. I know it's probably futile, but if you don't do anything, you can't really complain about something being done. At least make the effort. Who knows? So anyway, as I learn more about this, as I learn the concrete facts and details, I will be updating y'all and you know, seek out what other people are saying. But right now, nobody knows anything for sure. So don't take anything, even from me, that you hear as gospel. Anyway, I hate it, y'all. It sucks, but it is what it is. And what are you going to do? So I want you to take care of yourselves and each other. And I look forward to seeing you at the range. And hide that Russian ammo for the U.S. Marshals get there. Bye, y'all.